ransom requests came, did you believe those to be real?
The 2 notes that we received, that we responded to, I tend to believe those are real.
Savannah Guthrie. Man, what a horrible position for them. And to have to live out all this speculation and stuff, it's just terrible. The ransom notes, kind of a lifeline, right? This sense that there's some kind of connection, there's some kind of possibility. And yesterday, there's reporting from Reuters that an FBI source claimed 2 ransom notes that were sent after Nancy's disappearance, one asking for money and the email sent to TMZ, claiming to have video, that those were determined to be fake. TMZ says the opposite. Then the FBI put out a statement that the FBI and its task force partners have received several ransom notes over the course of this investigation. Some have been deemed to be extortion attempts without legitimacy. Okay, so that means fake. Other ransom demands may potentially be legitimate and are still being investigated as such. So some are fake, some are a maybe. The case continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case. So what are we supposed to believe here? Let's bring in former special agent in charge of the FBI's Tucson office, Andrew Black, and NewsNation senior national correspondent Brian Entin, who's been covering the story from jump. Good to have you both. Thank you. Andrew, I accuse you of the following. I believe the last time I had you on, we were talking about the notes, and you were hinting, I now believe, that I shouldn't invest too much analysis in these notes, especially the TMZ ones and even the ones at the FBI, that I'm sure they're looking at it, but this is not their main thing. Is this what you were pointing us towards, that there is a question mark over these notes for the FBI?
Yeah, I think there's always a question mark with these types of notes. I'm not saying that we should exclude them, but I'm not in favor of giving them authenticity without more evidence. And I think that's what we have here. I think we've gone like a full circle since I was on last time, because it didn't sound right when the FBI source and the FBI agents are trained when they go through Quantico never to share information with the media. It just didn't sound right to me. And I think that's why you see this note coming out from the FBI explaining, yes, we are following up on some of these. Some of these have been demonstrated to be false, but we're not excluding all of them. And I think the first 2 ones still have some viability, which related to specific information, evidence that either the kidnappers or law enforcement would be aware of. So I think those do still have some validity.
Brian, explain a really great point that you're making about this, which is, look, my sources say that they are still serious about the notes, so they all haven't been clearly dismissed. Okay, but you make a great point, which is, well, if they really didn't believe in the notes, why wouldn't we have heard that from Savannah when she's talking to law enforcement? That's a very good point, Brian.
Yeah, and also the NBC reporting last week all about the notes. Remember, NBC News last week was Savannah sitting there. They're going through details of the note. Why would they be doing that if they just thought the notes were bogus? The thing is, Chris, when it comes to the Reuters reporting, there are people within the investigation who think the notes are fake. I know that. But there are people who think that they could be legit. The bottom line is they still just don't know. They don't know, so they have to continue to look into them. Maybe they'll pan out. Maybe they're all fake. They don't know at this point. What also stood out to me in that statement, though, that you read, Chris, and by the way, we haven't gotten a statement from the FBI, I think, in months related to this case officially like this. So I was really interested that this caused them to put out a statement. The fact that they said it continues to be investigated as a kidnapping for ransom case, I thought was interesting. Yes, we know that and we've assumed that, but that they're saying that now, that they still think it's a kidnapping for ransom case, that stood out to me.
Why, Andrew? Build on that for me, please. What else could it be?
Well,
give me a quick take.
I think everyone involved is treating this as a kidnapping for ransom. There are a lot of inconsistencies, and this is one of the strangest cases we've had to investigate.
Yeah, I agree.
But Nothing else really makes sense.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.